welcome back to another Nimz ramble, and today it's Thursday, so welcome back to another Throwback Thursday. So for Throwback Thursday, I go back into my notes and my pictures and my drawings, and I explain a bit about my past and how those things got me to where I am today. So today I picked up a few pictures I found laying around cleaning up. It's just like I feel like the house speaks to me sometimes. Alright, picture number one. Well, as you can see, I'm right here. I used to be a party girl. I love to party. Even a prom. See? Party, party. I love to party. I was one of those girls. I went through a phase where I was drinking very, very heavily. I went to detox and I went to AA for many, many years. Now I drink socially, but I don't know, something in me has changed. I don't drink like I used to. I find maybe motherhood helped me, or I grew, or maybe I outgrew that impulse. But definitely, yeah, how did that get me to where I am today? Well, you know what? I used to say when I was going to AA that everybody would need those 12 steps, because you know what? Those steps are amazing. All right, on picture number two. See, this is my stepfather and my brother. My stepfather, he's amazing. He came in when my dad wasn't much around, and he took care of me and my brother Junior, although we weren't his. And to this day, even though my mother is not with him anymore, he's still there for me and my brother, and he's even there for my daughter. My daughter calls him Grandpa Rick. This is me when I was a little girl. Wasn't I cute? How did that get me to where I am? Well, back in those days, I was described as a young, dirty, not very, always hungry type of girl. So being hungry and support from a good man. I mean, he came in and he helped us out. He started helping my mother out financially, and that changed us a little bit for a while. And because back in these days, things weren't so good. We were just starting off to become good. More prom pictures because, well, that was a good time in my life. And finally, in the last two pictures I have here are of my brothers, because as you know from my last Throwback Thursday, me and my brother all went through the foster care system, and this was one of our visits, and this was a visit with my grandmother at Christmas, way back, like a few years ago. So what do we have in my here that I can throw back at you guys? All right, let's go. In the thought of the day, they talked about unstable emotions being at the bottom of our alcoholism. It's important now that I'm sober that I feel my emotions I've avoided for so long. And see, I ended up cursing and still making mistakes afterwards. But I have to do so in a healthy manner. See, I really should have listened to my words, because now I know that I was right. I find it painful to feel sadness, anger, and fear, but I feel them because at that moment, my higher power wants me to feel those emotions. By living these emotions, every day I feel better. In my grapevine, they talked about a woman who has to go through a kidney transplant, and when she gets homesick, her home group helps her out by making her feel better. She learns that in AA, it's much more than friends, it's family. That's true. I still think back to my home AA group. I have now stopped going because I'm relocated, and they really did change my life. They were amazing. There's no words to describe how much they changed my journey. All right, next journal. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, it's a poem. All right, Life's Painting, April 21st, 2017. So this is about, I was still in Kapuskasing. Life's painting. Life's never white and black. The black makes us weak and holds us back. The white feels warm and heavenly like paradise. And the gray is confusing and often not nice. Life's more like a painting. The canvas is life, in which we're living. The frame is the foundation, and the paints are the turmoils and the emotions. My life's painting will be exceptional, filled with many colors because I'm emotional. The frame may have cracks mended with glue, since my foundation was once frail, but now I feel new. My painting is only at the start, so when I'm lost in the blacks and the grays, it tears me apart. I had to remember the colors and the whites because of the smiles, the laughs, and the lights. Oh, that's beautiful. I struggled a lot with my dark, balancing good and bad, the light in my life and the dark in my life. I finally come to a place where I can talk about a story and not want to bawl my eyes out on certain things. I still have my trigger moments. But back in those days, I really did struggle. But every time I wrote something, I always tried to end it on a good note because I was always trying to twist my bad thoughts into a good ending. Because although I have a dark past, I was also went through foster care, and I had some amazing people who taught me positivity, happiness, and joy. Next one, let's see what we talk about in this one. Alright, this is not that far, it's only November 6th, but here you go. Morning brain dump. If you want to see how I do my morning brain dump. I am so grateful now that I am enlightened and sharing my experience with the world. I have an amazing bond with myself and all those around me. Daily intention. Include everyone and everything as though they have wisdom to share and I have compassion to share. I get to enjoy filming Nimz ramble, time with the loved ones, seeing my doctor, and clean home and a full belly. I did starve and I was not always in the cleanest home, so now that I have my own home and that I have my own finances, I do enjoy having a full fridge and a clean home. I have so many of these, it's awesome. This is not much. This is just let's see. Abundance is coming in ever-flowing amounts, beautiful soul. Let your higher self step into you. Film everything. Amazing things are ahead for you. Everyone around you. Beautiful, amazing things. I have reconciled with my parents. They healed. I healed. I had Skylar. She's my heart. I have grown one hardship at a time. I let go of my pain because I know it was done for me. I see where my path takes me. I slowly seen where my pathway takes me. I understand my darkness. Understand darkness to become happy. I do know that now. That I can't fight or run away from my darkness. It's not some big bad. I have to be one with it, and I had to make peace and realize that it was here to teach me a lesson. I had to complete those bad emotions that I spent so long running away from. It was unbearable. I used to run away from everything. What can I read you out of this page? I have to be careful because I take notes on when I see videos, and I also don't want to look like I'm not taking notes from taking ideas from others. So, what does a confident person look like? It feels good for the sake of feeling good. Be in a state of being. This is from notes from Aaron Dowdy. I believe your attitude going into any situation is going to affect the outcome. Therefore, you are in charge of the outcome in your life. What you already want exists. You're gliding towards it as we speak. Let go, relax, and surrender. Finally, why not sharing? The last thing, it's going to be drawing because I do love drawing. And this is the one I'm going to share. Yes, this is the one I opened to. See, I imagine when I meditate sometimes to travel through my mind, I can imagine myself in a boat and going through certain places. And this was the field of, right here, field of lost thoughts. And I believe it says windows to the past. See, and I guess this is where I was often lost in my mind, because if I drew this, it's definitely a symbol that back in those days, I was definitely stuck in that state where I would get lost in my thoughts, and I was always looking out back to my past. I was completely blinded. It's until I read The Secret and I came across Jake Ducey and Aaron Dowdy that I really started to change that around for myself. So with that, my lovelies, I am going to let you go because I got my mama coming in tonight. I love yous all, and I'll see you tomorrow for another Nimz ramble. Love yous.